All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is the Snowbirds meeting room. Uh, I was going to run one last Sunday, but I was running way behind and ended up doing it on Monday with the state of the game and things of that nature. So, today, I'm going to talk about Invictus launch week, the Paladin, not the Paladin, the Starlancer TAC, and some other things like the flight blades and things of that nature. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it started. I'm going to cover the patch notes for the latest PTU and tell you about my experiences while I was in there testing. So hang on and I'll switch over to the scene and here we go. Okay, to start off with, uh, pardon me one moment. There we go. To start off with, this is the uh, patch notes for the latest build that we have in the PTU. Now, Friday night, when this dropped, I got in a little late and I went to RCorp and I was there doing some things and it was a bit rough. I was on a server that had 11 server errors, and I was trying to do one of the Invictus launch week missions, and it was server error back to back to back. So I ended up getting out and pretty much calling it. It was that bad. Uh, just it was rough. I couldn't get anything done at all, and it just did not feel right, like it was ready. Yesterday, I went back in. I was in there for about 4 or 5 hours, and the experience was 100 times better. Uh, I had no server errors in that amount of time, and it was great. I enjoyed it very much. Um, I was doing the patrol missions. Um, as you know, the Foxwell missions, you have to do an introduction to Foxwell. So you have to do a ground mission and open up that arc. So I did that. And after about 8 missions, and I did the ILW missions, I had already done the mission for the convention center. So with that, you get 50K and you get some of the Mercenary Guild script. So I think I had about 30 to start with. And then as I went and did the rest of the missions, I got more. And after 8 patrol missions, a couple of ambush missions, and things of that nature, I came away with 57 last night. So it was a major jump from what it originally was. Now, hello.
Hey, boss.
Hey, how you doing, Gortok? What's up?
Not too much.
Oh, I am running the Snowbirds meeting room, just talking about some stuff today. Did have you been into the PTU at all lately?
No, sir.
Okay. Remember when we were doing those missions, the patrol missions?
Yeah.
Okay. During those missions, remember when we had to accept the script at the end? Well, now you don't,
Okay.
which makes it much easier because you
Automatic.
could, yeah, because you could be looking
Yeah.
somewhere else and you miss it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
So they fixed that. And during the mission now, the ambush mission,
Hmm.
they they set in it a cloud. There's a cloud, an emissions cloud, and you have to hide in that cloud. Not like you have, not like where we had to hide in an asteroid
Right.
cavern or anything like that. It's an actual
Right.
cloud. And you go in there, you hide, and then you can shut down the ship and then pop out. So it was kind of cool. Um, so after 8 missions that I did yesterday, I'm now out of, because I recopied, and now I'm out of security trainee, and now I'm in the junior contractor. And it's, I've got 57 script, but the initial missions, they're only giving you one script at a time. So as you progress, it gets better. So it's going to be a grind to get to them. But so far, I got 57. So I'm encouraging everybody, if you want to do this, you got to go to the convention hall, get your 50K, get your script there, do the UEE training missions. They're quick, they're easy, they're not hard at all. You'll get extra script there, and then do a RTEC and do your Foxwell mission, and you will start earning the script. But you'll start with a very good amount to start with, so you won't be like grinding from one to the other to the other. It makes a big difference. So yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Um, you get paid along while you're doing those. I'm going to do another video on the ambush because uh, I thought it was really good and it looked really nice. So, Artec, there is something I don't know. Have you been on in a while in like the last few days or anything like that? Because hello,
Howdy.
hey, what's up,
Hello.
Tom?
Not a lot. What's going on?
Snowbird's meeting room.
Oh, we are. How long you been in there?
Just started like maybe 10 minutes ago.
Oh, cool.
So I was telling Gortok about the patrol missions and how they've changed and what the script is and all like that. Uh, so Gortok, have you been keeping up with anything that's been going on in the past few days or a week?
No, not at all. I mean,
Okay,
the last time I played, I was with you doing the ambush and patrol missions.
okay. There is something new that is coming, and it is going to be in this patch that I know about, but they're called they're the blades, but these are flight blades. They are not AI blades, and they can be put in ships and it will enhance your characteristics. They work with the flight computer. So the
Like
Aegis,
control surfaces,
possibly.
or is it a weapon?
No, it's not a weapon. It's for your flight characteristics only. How you fly the ship, it works with the flight computer. There is one
Okay.
ship that has them in already, and that's the Gladius. The Gladius has it in there, and I'm wondering if that's what's making the control surfaces work. I don't know, but it does have it in already installed. The other ships I've looked, and each ship has one slot for for the blade, and it says flight computer. So that's what's happening with that. So everybody was talking about, oh, these are going to be, you know, AI blades for your weapons. No, they're not. There was a post from Niku this week, and he says, stay tuned. There is going to be, pardon me, there's going to be a Spectrum post about that particular subject. So we'll know more later. All right. So with the patch notes, like I said, Friday night I got on and it was majorly rough. Yesterday, I was sharing my screen in the Discord, and I'd been in there for at least three to 4 hours, and I was trying it out, and did not get one server error at all through that time, which was really good. It was the best PTU experience I've had in a long time. Enjoyed it thoroughly.
Ever.
Okay, so the state of the PU right now. Yesterday, I was in there and flawless experience with everything that I did. Enjoyed it. And this was after the free fly. Now, Tone sent me a picture, an image. The servers are now at 720.
Yes. That's why I sent it to you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
maximum 720 compared to 620 what they were for the free fly. So they've gone up 100. So that's pretty significant. Wow. And Tone, maybe that's why they're running so good.
That's possible. I mean, it is what it is. It's working. So
yeah,
we're
not
doing
gonna
something right.
not gonna knock it. All right. Okay. So as we know, they've enabled PvP bounty missions in the PTU, so that will be coming live to the live servers when 4.1.1 drops. Don't know exactly when that's going to drop. I think they're gonna do a stress test today and see how many people can get inside the Idris tour, and also the halls. So that is happening today. And by the way, may the force be with you. It's Star Wars Day. So
Yep.
just letting you guys know it's out there. All right.
Beware of the bad jokes from the dark side.
Oh my goodness. Anyway. So the fleet halls are on a 7 hour rotation throughout the weekend. So if you want to go check it out, and if you're into PTU, you can. The Idris tour is really cool. I did get in it and was able to go check it out. There is now a free no-fly zone around it, so be careful if you decide to go there. Okay, so
Can you get me a paper towel?
next thing, we're going to look at the Starlancer TAC.
No, I just don't have one.
I'm going to run this video, and I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. Let me check my sound to make sure that things are going to work. Okay, so
I can't hear it.
I haven't even started it yet. Being tuning for flight characteristics, it could be for IFCS, or it could be for increasing, decreasing pitch, yaw, roll speeds, tweak one and it lowers the other. That's a high possibility. Like the power triangle. Okay, I can go along with that. Let me check and make sure that my sound is going to go through. Okay, did you guys, you probably won't hear this. It's going on the stream, but I'm going to blow this out and check this out. Okay, so this is the video of the Starlancer TAC. And I'm going to say it. It looks like a cool ship. I'm not going to lie. But me, myself, being how I am, I want to fly it. I want to put it through its paces and then give a massive full review on it. Because hands-on experience is going to make a big difference from the speculations. So I'm going to run this, and here we go. I got to check something. Make sure that this is running through the... Okay, I'm going to run this through here as well. I don't know. Okay, make sure that you guys can hear this through the video, through the stream.
The co-pilot's got some fun little missile turrets at the rear to keep people off the back end. You don't have access to every single gun on it. There's only 4 pilot-controlled guns.
You'll notice immediately from the exterior that it has these new 2 twin size 5 man turrets.
What makes this MISC is the shape language that was used to make this turret. It replicates the exterior of the ship, which contains round forms, welded forms, and chunky shapes.
MISC as a manufacturer are kind of really proud of their manufacturing and they're not afraid to show it. You kind of see all the compound forms that reveal the underlying structure, where the fuel cells are, but it's a little more refined. Paneling is a lot cleaner. It's not something like a Drake ship where everything is just completely exposed.
I really like the MISC look. It's got this sort of darker stealth armor, so it looks really like sleek.
Now, Gortok, I've already named this ship, so you can't name it.
You call it Tic Tac?
No. The Tic Tac, no.
That was good. I like that.
Yeah, it's good. I may change the ship to that name just because of that.
The guys have done a really great job with the lighting on it. It's got this like really mean looking red lighting. It just looks really sick.
It does not have a cargo lift, but it still has your cargo bay in the back for 96 SCU and...
Now, Gortok, this ship has co-pilot missile control.
Nice.
The one
Should have.
Well, a lot of the ships should have some type of co-pilot functionality besides the turret. You know what I'm saying? This one has missiles, and
Ooh.
I think that some ships, the co-pilot should have missile control while the pilot flies and uses guns.
Hmm.
That's
Well,
my thought. Go ahead.
no, I'm good. The one of the things I'd like to see as a co-pilot is the ability to aim the missile and dumb fire it at
Mm-hmm.
close range.
Okay. Okay. Go along with that. That sounds cool. But there's so many different things that have popped up lately where certain ships you get in the co-pilot seat, the pilot can't do anything. The Starlancer right now, if somebody sits in a turret or the co-pilot seat, you can't power up the ship. They have to get out of the
And
seat and then you power it up. Yeah, go ahead.
it affects repair also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We've seen that for a while. And
Yep, I
refueling.
doubt that it's been changed.
The refueling and the repair, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will fix some things. We'll see. Can't say for sure. Okay.
Space for holding ground vehicles, and you also have the addition of a hangar up top.
There were a lot of requests for a version that could carry a ship, so I'm glad we've managed to figure that out.
It can accommodate one Fury, but if you are a good pilot, you can accommodate two as well.
What we've done is we've stripped out the Max's separate habitation rooms and replaced those with the hangar.
It's not that much big, but it's
I don't know what else is going to fit in that hangar on the TAC. That thing is so compact and small. I don't know what else can fit in there. And the Fury just sits in there perfect. I couldn't say what else is going to fit. Artec, pilot should have guns and missiles. Co-pilot should have navigation, countermeasures as options. No co-pilot has it all. Countermeasures and navigation would be nice for the co-pilot. The missiles, in case to, I think the co-pilot should be able to switch to the missiles and kick it off. Hey, Robert, 85X will fit. That's a possibility. I do think that now that you mention that, Artec, maybe a 135A. What do you think, Gortak? Do you think countermeasures and navigation and stuff like that with the co-pilot?
I'm not sure about navigation. You talking about setting the quantum jump marker?
Yeah, that would be awesome if they could do that while the pilot's flying.
If if you're in the heat of battle or something, you need to set a course. It'd only take a couple seconds for the pilot to switch to nav mode and jump.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that, actually.
You know what would be as a good tactic before you go in, have the pilot set a escape point if it gets too hot.
We used to do that in another popular title.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure if it would actually hold if you went into SCL.
It wouldn't.
And then back to nav.
Well, I say that.
It would lose
Anytime you set a beacon,
it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
it's subject to change because of varying factors.
You could,
go ahead.
If you could fight without master modes, it would be super simple to go ahead and set up an escape route, go in, do what you got to do, and then leave. But since you have to deal with master modes, I'll just try it. I'll be in a position where I can try it here in a few minutes.
Artec says, I want missiles again. Don't want Copilot wasting missiles or keeping me from switching guns and missiles. But pilot having to go into map to chart route takes too long and takes eyes off the fight. Agreed.
True. Agreed. Yeah.
It does mess you up. Because I've been in a spot where I was trying to get away and got killed trying to set a nav point.
Well, think about it this way.
Yeah.
The co-pilot's job is to make sure the safety of the ship in case the pilot's not able to do his job. The engineer and weapons control pilot take care of the bombs and ordnances and turrets and stuff like that. On a bigger ship, you would need that level of command. Whereas on a two-seater, the guy in the back seat controls everything but weapons and steering the ship.
Well, okay. You were talking about now we're getting into serious flight crew duties.
Yeah.
And this is what CIG is trying to do with engineering and all that. I mean,
if you
go
got
ahead.
Idris, you're not going to solo it.
Right?
So, you got to have these people in these positions to keep track of where everything is and how to hit it and what to do to hit it and what to do to survive in case you have a run out of ammunition because one of your people is a moron.
Co-pilot is the assistant pilot. His job is to assist and take over if needed. Correct. And I've noticed this. In the Starlancer, the pilot cannot fly. The co-pilot cannot fly the ship. If the pilot steps away. They have no pilot control.
That sucks.
Well, there's no yoke there. If I'm correct.
But isn't there a ship in game that you can fly from the right or left seat?
Yeah. The Star Runner.
Yeah.
I think it has a yoke.
But take for instance another good multi-crew ship that we have in game right now that no one flies, multi-crew, the Reclaimer. You can technically put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can put 8 people on there and keep them busy.
Oh, of course. Pilots should be able to transfer control to the co-pilot. Yes, they should be able to do that.
See how it flies.
You got one in PTU?
Yes, sir.
All righty. When you go in the vehicle loadout, once you pull it, go to miscellaneous, and that's where you'll see the flight blade. Okay.
Well, I'd need to do that before I actually call it.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to look at it while it's stored.
Now, being lazy.
Yeah.
Not that I'm the example or the rule, but just saying, I'm flying a whole seat a lot, and this thing is a wallering cow. I would love to see a blade for docking purposes for larger vessels.
Okay, Chekhov.
I was waiting.
Hey, Everett, welcome. I do think, because the Reclaimer, I did look at it, has a slot for a flight blade, and every other ship that I've seen that I have besides the Gladius needs a flight blade. So there's slots for it. Now, this is going to be interesting. Are we going to have to purchase those blades? Yes, most likely.
Will they come in multiple grades, like good, bad, ugly, don't bother?
That we don't know. More
Because if you
information
can
is coming.
find,
Yeah.
well, let's speculate.
Okay.
You can get better parts in the contested zones in Pyro.
Mm-hmm.
If they put grade A combat blades or grade A parking blades or grade A exploration blades in these contested areas, it makes it worth going in there to get these
But
instead
the
of
thing
buying.
is, they have to persist.
Yes.
I mean, right now, you go in and get something, right? You get certain things, and a patch comes, they don't persist.
Well, are the blades considered
Components. It's a component.
well, so are the other components that you're getting in there.
Yeah, but they're not persisting.
Well, that's CIG. That's not us because a
I'm
component is a
just
component.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying too, just
Right.
being the advocate here.
Yeah, but it's something that has to persist. If you go ahead and pull it, or if you store your ship, you don't pull anything off your ships, right? They used to go into your inventory, right?
Yep. I've got some stuff in my inventory now from 2 patches ago.
Okay, you lucked out
Oh, no doubt.
because I put weapons on the Star Lancer attack. 1 million practically of attritions on the Star Lancer Max, pardon me. And I lost them all. Every patch that I've done it. And until that comes to a point where it's going to save those, I'm not buying any weapons and put them on the ship until I see that it actually holds.
Mhm.
That's I mean, I'm not trying to be a butthead about it, but 900,000 is a lot to outfit a ship. And that's without getting any new components or anything like that. That's almost $1 million to weaponize a ship. And that's pretty hefty when the whole economy has changed.
Yep.
Everett says, I would like to see a flight blade for formation positions: diamond, echelon, line abreast, Vic or V, and forefinger for training.
He's not wrong.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Because this game is sorely lacking in formation flight.
And it's hard to
Exactly.
do. It's very hard to do unless you go into third person and see where everybody is. And you have to start and get everybody lined up in position before you start making flights and start giving certain orders to go along with that. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
we got to fall back and think about something. How much flying assistance are we getting from these blades before they start flying for us?
I don't think they'll go automatic pilot.
Because the reason
I
why
don't
I
know.
asked that is you're talking about flying in a formation,
Mm-hmm.
and the only way to do that without flying for you is to put a square in your screen where your ship should be in relation to the other ship, and you keep your ship in that square.
Mm-hmm.
That way you have a visual reference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For
Yeah, it
Rena.
says under miscellaneous
Mm-hmm.
computer flight blade, it says
Mm-hmm.
it's equipped.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know where
there.
it is on the ship.
Yeah. There's a slot for it somewhere on the ship. Now, you have to go and look at the avionics and stuff like that up under the ship to see where it is, I guess.
I'm gonna have to reboot here.
Okay. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through the video some more. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the video some more, and then
Parts.
We've extended the Max's habitation kitchen area to have its own bunk room. On the lower deck, we've replaced the long cargo bridge, so
maybe maybe a MFD that could display an overlay. That would be kind of cool.
sort of area with a troop deployment area where some.
Okay, so we know that the TAC has a troop deployment area where your ground team can hop out and move out. We know it has a medical bay. The As we know on the Mac, we had a large cabin area that was separate rooms. Okay, which makes sense for that ship because it's a cargo ship. With the TAC, it's more of a militarized ship, and that has changed with this because the hangar came into its spot and they made a bunk room, which does make sense. Need quantum bookmarks? Yes, we do. If we could mark a spot for an escape route and be able to get to it quick, but quantum boost would definitely help if we had that.
Soldiers can jump out of like an extending gantry.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'm the co-pilot. You're flying the ship. I can't set a beacon without lowering the shields, as this game is right now.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I have to be able to go into the quantum system, the quantum computer, set a mark,
Mm-hmm.
and hold it without lowering the shield so that you can continue doing what you're doing, so that as soon as you get to a point where either we need to escape or we're done, I can hit go, and you aim the ship and hit the trigger.
Okay. If you've already got your marker set, right? If you've already got your marker set, the pilot has to find a way to get away from the fight long enough for the spooling to start and get to the marker. But the thing is, you've got to drop the shields, find the marker, and then go. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm getting at.
That's where the process is slow.
But it's still quicker than spooling up and finding your mark, and then finally you're able to leave. Meanwhile, you're being shot to death by any number of things.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about for leaving a ship in space and being able to return to it, bookmarking a location you found to return to later with a different ship. Oh yeah. Artec, I agree.
Wake of Disaster. Love it.
Even okay, look at it like this. Party markers, as we know, eventually will come, but you're out mining. You find a rich quantanium field, right? You bookmark that, you share it out with the rest of the party, and they'll be able to see it, and it persists until that field is wiped out. Then you remove the marker.
What we
Or you
used to do for
Come back
that
the
was
next
to get
day
a
and
box.
see if it's respawned.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
What we used to do is get a box mission, bring
Yep.
a box or two with us, and leave the box there so that it
Right.
would become the marker.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm going to say this, that was a pirate tactic as well.
Oh yeah.
Until you
Well,
jump
not
servers.
like I never did that. Mhm.
Yeah.
There was a mission where they would get a card, right? I don't know if it still exists. They would get a card. They would place it on the ship of the mark that they were going to hit, right? And they would come and follow that ship, and that's when they would do the attack or the
I don't remember
takeover or
that.
whatever. It was a mission. I remember seeing it, and I watched a
Okay.
video of how this guy did it. I was like, okay, it's easy to do if you come up to somebody and say, he was like he would get new players like that. The only automated flight I want is cruise control and set in orbit, either orbit or celestial or orbit in an area via waypoints and set cruise control. That would be cool. I would like that. Hello.
You guys.
Hey, what's up, Tex?
Not much.
That's what I would like to see that. That would be pretty awesome. Let's see how that works out. But with the TAC, and I'm sorry, I just want to go back to this. With the TAC, when it comes, okay, I am going to put it through its paces. I'm going to fly that ship for a solid week. Right? I'm going to get, if we can get everybody, together and try some missions with it, like going to bunkers, going to a distribution center, and put it through its paces. Put it through its paces.
Now there's a med bed on there, right?
Yes, 2.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that would be nice.
Now I'm hoping that we can get a rover inside. Okay? I'm going to say it, the NURSA. Put that in, or even just a regular Ursa rover. Okay? And see how that works, because the Ursa rover can hold more than just the medevac, the NURSA. Okay,
right,
and run it and see how it works out. Or we can land right in the middle and deploy the troops from the jump seats and see how it works. I'm going to put this thing through a massive ringer and see how she handles and how it works out. And then I will give a very big review on it on the Snowbirds Mini Room for the whole session, and take everybody's opinion on how this thing feels, how it works, how it makes a group ship, and how it, for a multi-crew group mission ship. If you guys are good
Is
with
this
that.
thing a drop ship?
Kind of. It's not the Prowler where it has like massive amounts of, personnel. It has 4 jump seats, 2 med beds, a Fury in the hangar. It can carry a vehicle, it can carry cargo as well. Okay? Then you have your gunners, you have 2 turrets on at the lower part of the ship. Then you have your turrets at the top, and a co-pilot and a pilot. So you could put a lot of people on this ship. Okay? This is the first ship that I've seen that has that much to it. Okay? for I mean, there's other ships that have this, but this one seems more functional to me than the larger ships. You know what I'm saying? Some of them you can't. It's just a pain to try and land or something like that. This one seems more functional to me. Now the Valkyrie is a good.
Be higher off the ground.
Why?
Because if you're landing in an unsmooth area, the Star Lancer is very low.
Well, it's the same thing, but there's no cargo. There's no cargo drop. You know what I'm saying? There's no cargo ramp.
I got you. All right.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. If you guys are up for it, I'm going to run a massive test on this thing. And we'll see how it runs. We'll see how it works.
Where are you?
I'm not in the game right now. I'm
going
in
to New Babbage.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the video, and then we'll go into the next subject.
And between that and the cargo bay is a small medical room.
No other MISC ships has a medical bay, so it was a bit hard at the first to get used to it.
Okay. There's the medical bay. Okay, 2 med beds. Now, most ships, except for this one, has 2 med beds. The trauma turtle that Gortok named has a tier 2 med bed. This one, I would think this one has a tier 3 or maybe a tier 2. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. I don't know. But at least it has this, and we'll go from there.
How the design will be. What I feel the people will notice most will be the aesthetic of it. These bright lights and those metal floors. It's a bit high-tech, but it's not very high maintenance.
The engineering and the cockpit are the same as the Max.
Okay. The Star Lancer the co-pilot does not have a yoke. He has 2 handles. He has 2 controls on the seat. He does not have a pilot yoke control. So
On the MSR?
No, on the Star Lancer.
On the TAC.
Yeah, the TAC, and if I'm correct, it does not have it on the Max either. So there's a big difference. So you cannot fly from the co-pilot seat.
And in the cockpit, it's very spacious. It's accommodate pilot, co-pilot. It looks really cool because it's integrated with the bridge.
The turret room is located in the belly of the ship. At first glance, it resembles a shrine to warfare with all the red lights around and the ammunition and the...
Okay, this one has cannons. It does not have lasers. So there's ammunition for your side turrets on the ship. Hey, Brian, what's up? So that's going to make a big difference right there. Okay, so I don't know if these are going to not be changeable. We don't know yet, but most likely, hopefully, they can be. We'll see.
The turret sits on the left and the right. It looks really cool. The animations are really cool. From the hatch closing over the player to the seat rotating and going into the turret. and the cons sliding out.
And from what I see here, the that turret extends out pretty far from that ship. And it looks like on this picture right here, the weapons are changed. So they should be interchangeable, like every other ship. So we'll see.
In preparation for battle.
The style answer would be for like teams of players who really like missions in a large group of like soldiers. As well as like the actual people crewing the ship and the turrets, you've got quite a lot of space for ground pounders with rifles. The cargo bay in the back can be used for like some of the smaller vehicles like the Cyclone.
Okay, he says that you can put a Cyclone in the rear. So
It's good for 2.
So we'll see. I mean, the only way to know, like I say, I got to get the ship, check it out. But I do have one coming when it does drop, so I'm going to put it through its paces.
I think it's a really good ship for like just team play.
Okay. So that's the end of the video. And as we know, Invictus starts the 15th. So I'm really interested in what you guys think about the ship when we get it, and run it through and see how it's going to be effective and really good for us when we go down to a bunker is going to be, you know, pretty quick with a large group. When we go down and do a mission on a distribution center, now that's a different story. So we'll see how that one works out and go through there. Okay. Any questions about the TAC besides what we've already talked about? I guess not. Okay. As we know, Invictus Launch Week starts next on the 15th. A ship that I was really hoping that would be showcased or even go to flyable was this one, the Paladin. But the Paladin is not gonna be, from what I gather and what I've seen so far, the Paladin's not gonna make it to Invictus. But we have another ship coming, and that's the Asgard, and it's supposed to be a heavy transport, right? And I've asked this question, and Artec said that it's not being worked on, and that's the Liberator. That is a transport ship. I would love to have a Liberator to go back and forth between Stanton and Pyro. And if we get Nyx, right, that ship is going to be very, very valuable. Because instead of claiming ships to go to a certain area, they can be transported. I think that would be cool. But there's a lot of mechanics that go along with that. I'm not sure all the particulars about it, but anyway, with the Paladin, when this ship drops, I'm going to put it through its paces too, and see how it works out. Like I say, I can't. I don't want to speculate too much on something that I don't have my hands on. But that's going to be a pretty cool ship when it drops. We'll see. Any other questions about this, about the Paladin or the Liberator, or speculation on the Liberator, when it's going to drop, how you feel about it, or anything like that? I mean, that's going to be a cool ship whenever it drops. And the concepts that I've seen of how it's going to look, the minimum crew on that ship is 2. But from what they opened it up, you can put a lot of people on that ship. Now, beds and all like that, I have to look into that more and check that out. But we'll see how it works out. Let's see. In the store right now, okay, we're still in this month. We should see a change in the ship of the month come Tuesday. So, no news on what CIG is going to change it to. We have no idea as yet. But right now, the Pioneer concept is sold out. The Warbond concept is sold out. The whole E is sold out. The Warbond whole C is still available. So, nothing else that I can tell. Nothing new as far as other things.
What are they asking for on the whole C Warbond edition?